The galactic summit hall was shining with lights and filled with powerful alien leaders from deadly planets. This was the Deathworld summit, where only the strongest species were allowed. But this time, something strange happened. An invitation was sent to Earth by mistake. Everyone laughed when the humans arrived, small, polite, and calm. They wore no armor and carried no weapons. Most aliens thought they were weak. But one old alien general did not laugh. He had seen Earth long ago. His voice was cold as he whispered, "You should not have brought them here. You have no idea what they are." The delegates watched the human with amusement at first. Whispers filled the summit chamber. What could a species from a green-blue mudball possibly offer? They expected boasting, posturing, maybe even begging to be taken seriously. But instead, the human just listened, observed, took notes. That silence settled the others. When the poison beast of Vark hissed threats, the human blinked slowly, unimpressed. When the Blade Queen of Wrath challenged him to a ritual display of dominance, he declined politely. And that quiet confidence shook her more than any blade. Then came the moment that turned unease into dread. The human asked a single question. "How many of your species have survived extinction events?" The chamber fell silent. He smiled. A quiet tension spread after the human's question, like frost crawling over steel. The delegates didn't answer, not because they didn't know, but because the answer was shameful. Most species had nearly perished once or twice. Some, like the proud Graznari, had been genetically rebuilt after collapsing under their own wars. But the human continued, calm and deliberate. He began listing Earth's near endings, asteroid impacts, global plagues, mass extinctions, nuclear threats, climate disasters. "And we're still here," he said, tapping his chest. That wasn't bravado, it was truth backed by history. Then he brought out a data slate. On it were survival scenarios humans had already simulated, some involving the very species in that chamber. The others stared in horror. The humans had planned for this summit before it even happened. Panic began to fester beneath polished alien exteriors. The more they watched the human delegates work, the more they realized this wasn't negotiation, it was quiet domination. While others argued for territory, the humans spoke rarely, but their actions rippled. A single comment from the human representative collapsed two rival alliances. An offhand strategy suggestion rewritten on a napkin changed a planetary defense. Doctrine. Species known for their cunning started whispering among themselves. How did humans know so much? The answer came in fragments: diplomatic listening devices found in secure rooms, neural pattern readers hacked into translators, and a network of quietly loyal minor species. Humans weren't reacting. They were 10 steps ahead. The summit hadn't begun with diplomacy, it had begun with infiltration. When the delegates thought the humans had shown all their cards, the real twist landed like a thunderclap. A new figure stepped into the summit, silent, cloaked, unnoticed by most until the human representative nodded. The figure removed their hood, revealing not a human, but a hybrid. Not born of Earth, but made by it half of a species once. Thought extinct due to war, now reborn through human genetic reconstruction. This being carried no weapons, yet the room recoiled. Its presence meant something terrible. Humanity hadn't just studied the galaxy, they had salvaged, re-engineered, and even uplifted its dead. "You tried to erase them," the human said softly, "but we remembered." The room turned cold. Every empire realized they hadn't just provoked a species, they'd awakened a legacy. Builder. The air inside the summit chamber turned electric as alarms echoed through the distant void. Above the summit moon, stars blinked and then vanished, eclipsed by the silhouette of a human dreadnought descending from low orbit. It was massive, ancient in design, but pulsing with living fire, like something pulled from myth rather than engineered. As it passed overhead, entire security grids collapsed without a sound. Defense satellites shut down. Communications froze. Then came the broadcast: no threats, just a simple message: this is restraint. And then, like a storm unleashed, the sky split open as auxiliary ships emerged. Not to destroy, but to extract every human safely. The aliens scrambled, but it was too late. They hadn't invited a guest. They'd summoned a god of war, pretending to be polite. When the last echoes of engines faded, and Earth's delegation vanished beyond sensor range, silence gripped the summit. Delegates sat in stunned disbelief, their arrogance shattered like glass. No war had been declared, yet every species present knew the truth. Humanity had won a war of presence, of patience, of message. The rebuilt hybrid, the dreadnought that blinked past their strongest defenses, the calm voice that said, this is restraint. These were not acts of dominance, they were warnings. For cycles to come, scholars would study that moment not as diplomacy, but as revelation. A simple invitation had cracked the illusion of superiority. And somewhere deep in space, a human voice whispered through static, next time, invite us sooner. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more HFY tales that honor the legend of humanity. Next up, they sent a probe to Earth. It came back changed.